when an HOA brazenly built 96 homes on land owned by a black woman named Lena Carter. They thought they'd secured a profitable deal until they discovered she'd outsmarted them with a legal trap that left them scrambling to undo their mistake. Lena Carter was a 48-year-old real estate investor and former paralegal living in Durham, North Carolina. In 2015, she purchased a 120-acre parcel of land near Clayton, a growing town 20 miles southeast of Raleigh. The land, a mix of open fields and pine forests, was her biggest investment, funded by savings from her real estate ventures and a $200,000 inheritance from her grandmother, Clara, who had lost family land to developers in the 1960s. Lena's childhood was shaped by Clara's stories of resilience, pushing her to study paralegal studies at Durham Technical Community College. After working a decade at a Raleigh law firm, she transitioned into real estate in 2005, buying and flipping distressed properties. By 2015, she built a portfolio of 6 rental homes. But the Clayton land was her long-term plan, a hedge against the booming housing market. Lena's family was her anchor. Her husband, Thomas, 50, was a high school principal, respected for his calm leadership. Their daughter, Aisha, 19, was a sophomore at North Carolina Central University, studying business with an interest in real estate. The family lived in a modest Durham home, where dinner conversations often turned to Lena's investments. "This land is our future," Lena told Aisha. "Hold it until the time's right, and it'll pay off." Aisha listened intently, dreaming of joining her mother's work after college. The Clayton land was zoned for residential development, making it a target for developers. Lena paid taxes on time, hired a local farmer, John Willis, to maintain the fields, and kept her title documents locked in a safe. Her attorney, Marcus Evans, a friend from her paralegal days, had verified the title in 2015, ensuring no liens or disputes. Lena's plan was to wait for Clayton's growth, fueled by Raleigh's expanding suburbs, to drive up the land's value, potentially selling it for millions or developing herself. In 2018, the Clayton Heights Homeowners Association, HOA, which governed a nearby gated community of 150 upscale homes, set its sights on Lena's land. The HOA, led by Gerald Thornton, a 55-year-old businessman and owner of Thornton Development, was known for aggressive expansion. Clayton Heights, built in 2010, catered to wealthy professionals relocating from Raleigh. Gerald, a smooth talker with deep ties to local government, saw Lena's 120 acres as the key to a second phase of development, envisioning 100 new homes to double the community's size and profits. In February 2019, Gerald called Lena, offering $1.2 million for her land. "It's a fair deal," he said, citing the cost of infrastructure. Lena, who'd had the land appraised at $2.5 million, declined. "I'm not selling yet," she said. "I know what it's worth." Gerald pushed, mentioning community improvements like parks and schools. Lena, versed in developer tactics, didn't budge. "I'll consider offers when the market's right," she said. Gerald's tone sharpened. "Don't wait too long. Opportunities pass." Lena hung up, uneasy but confident in her position. She'd faced similar pressure before, developers lowballing her, assuming a black woman would be an easy mark. Gerald didn't stop. In late 2019, Thornton Development hired a surveyor to map the area, deliberately misrepresenting Lena's property lines. They claimed 90 acres of her land were unclaimed due to supposed error in county records from 1994, when the land was last subdivided. Gerald, using connections at the county clerk's office, secured a fraudulent deed transferring the 90 acres to Thornton Development. The paperwork was sent to an old address Lena hadn't used since 2014, ensuring she wouldn't receive it. Lena, managing her rentals and unaware of the scheme, missed a quiet change in records. In April 2020, Thornton Development began construction on the 90 acres, calling it Clayton Heights Phase 2. They cleared fields, laid roads, and poured foundations for 96 homes, marketed as luxury properties starting at $400,000. The project moved fast, with crews working 6 days a week. Lena remained unaware until June, when John Willis called her. "Lena, there's construction on your land," he said. "Houses going up everywhere." Lena's stomach dropped. She and Thomas drove to Clayton, finding workers framing homes and a sign advertising the development. "This is my land," Lena told Thomas, her voice steady but her mind racing. Lena called Marcus that evening. "They're building on my property," she said, explaining what she'd seen. Marcus pulled her title documents and confirmed her ownership was undisputed. "This is fraud," he said. "They manipulated records. We need to act fast." Lena took photos of construction, collected HOA flyers naming Thornton Development, and checked county records, discovering the fraudulent deed. Marcus filed an emergency motion to stop construction, but the court process would take weeks, and homes were already rising. Lena's paralegal experience kicked in. She'd seen developers bully landowners, especially minorities, into settling for less. "They think I'll fold," she told Thomas, "but I'm not losing what's mine." Marcus proposed a risky strategy: let the construction continue while building a legal case. "If they're building on your land illegally, those homes are yours," he said. "You could own the whole development." Lena saw the potential. "Let's play their game and win," she said. Over the next 6 months, Lena and Marcus worked quietly. They hired an independent surveyor who confirmed her 120-acre boundaries matched her deed. Marcus filed a quiet title action in July 2020, requesting it be sealed to avoid alerting the HOA. Lena hired a private investigator, Sarah Brooks, to probe Thornton Development. Sarah uncovered emails between Gerald and the county clerk, suggesting payments for the altered deed. Lena monitored the construction through John, who reported 60 homes framed by October. She avoided contact with the HOA, letting them believe their plan was working. By December 2020, the 96 homes were nearly finished, with 40 sold under pre-construction contracts. The HOA advertised heavily, unaware of Lena's moves. Marcus consulted a real estate attorney, Karen Lee, who specialized in land disputes. Karen confirmed that structures built on Lena's land belonged to her unless the HOA proved valid ownership. The fraudulent deed was their weakness, easily disproven by Lena's records. "You've got them," Karen said. They walked right into it. In January 2021, Lena struck. Marcus filed a lawsuit against Thornton Development and the Clayton Heights HOA, alleging land theft, fraud, and trespass. The suit demanded ownership of the 96 homes, $3 million in damages and legal fees. Lena sent a cease and desist letter, ordering the HOA to stop sales and disclose the dispute to buyers. Gerald called her the next day, offering $1.8 million to settle. "This is a mix-up," he said. Lena was firm. "You stole my land and built on it. The courts will decide." Gerald hung up, rattled. The HOA hired a top attorney, claiming they bought the land in good faith. But Lena's evidence was ironclad. Her 2015 deed, tax records, surveyor's report, and investigators' emails. In court, Marcus presented the case methodically, showing how Gerald manipulated records. The judge, in a preliminary hearing, issued an injunction halting sales and freezing the development. The Raleigh News and Observer covered the story, headlining it, "Black Landowner Battles Developer Over 96 Homes." Locals, including black farmers who'd faced similar tactics, supported Lena, attending court hearings and sharing their own stories. Buyers of the 40 sold homes were furious, facing potential losses. Gerald's attorney pushed for a settlement, but Lena held firm, knowing her case was strong. In August 2021, the judge ruled in her favor, declaring the 90 acres hers and the fraudulent deed void. The 96 homes, worth $38 million, legally belonged to Lena. The court awarded $2.5 million in damages and $500,000 in legal fees. Thornton Development, facing bankruptcy, settled for an additional $6 million to avoid further penalties. Gerald resigned and the county clerk faced charges. Lena now owned a 96-home development. She met with buyers, offering leases at fair rates or sales at cost, with payments covering her expenses. Most accepted, relieved to stay. She sold 25 homes to pay off the lawsuit costs and donated 10 acres for affordable housing, winning community support. Aisha interned with Marcus, learning real estate law, while Thomas praised Lena's tenacity. You turned their greed against them, he said. Lena's victory became a legend in Clayton, inspiring seminars on land rights. She spoke at a 2023 Durham event, saying, "They thought they could erase me. I made sure they paid the price." Her trap, set with patience and precision, proved that justice could prevail against even the most audacious schemes.